No, many of y'all maybe saw my video about social clout chasing. And I'll just say this. We're living, this is the world that we're living in, and it doesn't, this is a global thing, all right? Not necessarily a Western or a American issue. This is something globally. What we're dealing with is people who are very egotistical, very emotional, very narcissistic, which kind of falls in line with being egotistical. And this is why you have what you have going on here right now. Now, obviously, I'm in America, but now with social media, the internet, we've always had access to people across the water in other countries, other parts of the world, rather. And the idea, I've done this video in the past, well, I've done a video in the past about how manhood is, traditional ideas of manhood are shunned. Now you have a great big old pot of people being those things in which I just mentioned in conjunction with femininity, masculinity, women's rights, men's rights. And this is what you have, a catastrophe. Now this video is it's already beginning to be all over the place, but I just wanted to do a little goulash of my thoughts, a mixed gumbo of my thoughts of what's in. So periodically I may go off into certain things, but it all correlates. You can put everything together, especially for my viewers. You kind of get an understanding of my thought process, my outlook on life, and you can make your assessment. Now, when I saw Nancy Pelosi with that kente cloth on, kneeling amongst with other politicians, the members of Congress, the Democratic, key figures in the Democratic Party. I've said this about black voters and Democrats to ad nauseum, and how they orchestrate and pluck on the strings of feeble-minded members of our community, so-called community. This is just another shuck and jive, smoke and mirrors ploy. This whole Black Lives Matter, which I do not support for a variety of reasons. Black Lives Matter, you have to look at the source of Black Lives Matter, George Soros. This is basic intro 101 Black Lives Matter. Lesson 1, George Soros, multi-billionaire, if I'm not mistaken, that essentially is the god of Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter has not necessarily an agenda to improve what they tout themselves trying to really address and make corrections in terms of police brutality and its this facade and this myth that black men are targeted because they're black. Never mind the crimes committed. We never get the backstory really on things until afterwards. But Black Lives Matter essentially is a quagmire of, and would have the illusion of attacking black brutality issues, especially black men, and trying to address those. But there's a underlining tone to protect the LGBT community, LGBT, whatever you call that community, and trying to mix that struggle in with this facade, this false premise that black men are singled out, that we are killed by police because we are black. And mixing that and trying to make that their struggle, people who are of that community, the LGBT community, into traditional black male struggles in terms of police. And then you look at the heads of Black Lives Matter, and to me, your sexual preference, I don't care. I really don't. You'll get a fair shake from me. I'd hire you. I'd fire you. I don't care about that. But the heads are women who prefer women, that have tend to look down upon traditional manhood responsibilities and roles, have adopted a heavy dose of feminism that, I can do it too. And then you put the Me Too movement in here, another ingredient in my gumbo. And this is what Black Lives Matter is. It's essentially a punchline, a corporation now. Black Lives Matter is it's trademarked. So someone's making money off this. So what do you mean? Let's get back to the kente cloth there, Painless. I told you I was going to go off in the weeds. I'm swerving. Has he been drinking? I don't know. But the dog and pony show that Democrats do, I've said this, they go down to the black church, they eat hog mogs with you, collard greens, mac and cheese, cornbread, smothered pork chops. They'll sing Amazing Grace with you, hold your hand, rock back and forth with you, sing all type of Negro hymns. And then in a couple months, they're gone. You don't see them anymore. Oh, we're going to get this. We're going to do that. And then nothing. I've talked about the playbook in people of our so-called community. Dive left, dive right, slant over the middle. This is what, the same thing has been going on for years. Marching. All this grandstanding. Now they're talking about defunding the police. So let me get this straight. You know, everyone says F the police until someone has a snub nose pointing at your melon, ready to take it off to get their next fix. It's easy to say F the police and this and that, but you know, when you know, people are so, you know, let me just get back on the social media. And I've kind of addressed the kente cloth. You know, that wasn't the focal point of the video. I just wanted to just give you this a little snippet of how Democrats use black folks and will continue to use black folks. And black folks will continue to allow it, even after I say things like this. You know, the funding of the police is and to give to social programs. These people need something to do, basically. These black men need something to do. Essentially, that's what they're saying. Which brings me back to manhood. Men should be, a man should be constructive. A man shouldn't be on his phone. You know what ticks Painless off? And like I said, I told you I'm going to be all over in this video. I'm just sharing my thoughts all over. One thing that really ticks me off with men is when I see a guy driving and he's got his cell phone out, whatever's on that phone is so goddamn important that he's willing to risk possibly hitting myself or hitting someone else, causing an accident, because whatever is on his goddamn phone is so important. Usually they're looking at women trying in their DMs, liking pics of women that really ain't shit. Most of these IG models are broke. Don't be fooled by the allure of social media. A lot of these women don't have shit going on for themselves. And in 20 years, there'll be a server at Cracker Barrel. Nothing wrong with that. They may be now, but let me say, they're going to be so busted down. Now, all men of ethnic groups do this, because I live in a pretty diverse area. And that really, shit like that really burns me up and pisses me off, because if you're going to say, well, these men need something to do, let's throw money at them to create social services, and basically we need to invest in. See, a lot of men are chasing so much butt and clout chasing for women. You know, you don't even see, if you go past a basketball court, many of y'all are around my age, maybe younger or something. I remember back in the day, basketball courts were filled. Fools be there all day trying to get next. Hours. Hey man, we got next. Nah, they got next. That's how it used to be. Now, fools are so caught up on their phones, especially dudes, caught up on their phones, not doing anything constructive, chasing ass. That's what you have now. Yeah, it coincides with this ego, this narcissistic, all about me society, this fake confidence that's going on in America. People that ain't shit chasing other people who ain't shit. Well, I wouldn't say they're not shit, but don't have shit. So that really, like I said, a man should have like me, for instance. I'm starting to create new content, something that I like to do. I like to work out. I like to cook. Those are things that bring me joy. And the thing with women is, women. You know how many times I've, because I'm a single guy, and I talk to different women because I'm single. I can do what the hell I want. There's no commitment. Not saying I wouldn't entertain commitment, but I'm not committed. I don't run around asking women to be my boyfriend, which I think a man shouldn't do. But that's another video. But pastime, and it's not always sexual. It's not. Most times it's not sexual. It's just, especially with this COVID, it's just talking, conversing with other people. And the thing with women is, well, you didn't respond in blase, I guess in their fucking minds, a required time for them. And the thing with women, and I see this with, guys too. Oh, now you just hitting me back. And these people can't even fathom the idea that you have a fucking life. Like, I'm not just on my phone on the couch with my leg crossed up under me, picking my ass on the goddamn phone. Like, how? No, he can never have a life. Social media is life. Scrolling, memeing, it's life. No, chick, I was at the fucking gym. Not that I need to tell you that. In fact, I don't. I just kind of, whatever. I'm at the gym. I'm doing content. How about I'm at fucking work? I mean, that's or how about I'm cooking? Sorry I didn't go to my local Taco Bell and get that fucking slop. Because I was so lazy to fucking cook. Because I wanted to get back and get on Facebook. Oh, excuse the hell out of me for having shit to fucking do. So, I just wanted to throw that out there. And this is what you have, man. All about me. Look at me. Fake confidence. Empty conversation. I tell you what, and I see people, relationship junkies. This guy, a man should be able to sleep alone at fucking night. Don't need to have a woman up under him all the fucking time. Now, we have needs. Never denied that. Painless even has needs. But I see so many men in relationships for the sake of being in one because they're fucking lonely, because they have no fucking purpose. They haven't created hobbies, things that they enjoy doing, so they're willing to deal with some loudmouth chick that doesn't have his last name, doesn't have a ring on her finger, but is telling him what the fuck to do, why you haven't responded to me, essentially trying to act like a wife. And guys are dealing with this shit out of their inability to create hobbies, but deal with a loudmouth chick that ain't even his wife, who's dictating him, or just for sex. And I've come to the conclusion, I'm older now. I'm 41 years old, and I'm to the age where I don't lie to women. to get sex. Look, you're grown, I'm grown. I don't want anything serious. Do you? No? Great. If you want something serious, then I'm probably not someone you want to deal with. But if you're willing to do that, I'll let you know where I stood. So there's no misunderstanding. I told you. And then, man, you got to understand, and even if a woman says that, no, I just want to, no, this FWB, hey, you got to be careful with that, because women change their mind. Women, to my women viewers, you know, I have some pretty women that watch my content. They're pretty up. So I don't think I need to qualify by saying, when I say women, I'm not saying it to make you weak, that you do these things because it's in your nature. You willy-nilly. 5 minutes you're this, next 5 minutes you're that. But I'm seeing this in a lot of men too. So I don't think I have good female viewers. They're in my comment box. I see all the comments. Thank you for all the comments. But yeah, the women that watch my content, they're pretty up and up on things. So I don't really need to qualify myself on certain things when I say my opinions of what women's nature is, because you know what's up. But yeah, that's what you have. I mean, it's this. Everyone is so quick to be offended, just like with the Drew Brees situation. And now there's a situation in which Dabo Swinney, coach of the Clemson Tigers college football team, wore a shirt that said "Football Matters." And people are fucking offended by that. You know, I had to go back and see what Drew Brees said. I think I mentioned this and I'm trying to find out, why are people so fucking mad? Guys are mad. Apologize. Fuck, for what? For what? You know, this whole shakedown of making people apologize and kneel before me, you know what? Fuck you. How do you even fix your mouth to ask me some shit like that? See, those are the days we need to go back to. Kneel before me. You got your rabbit ass. I ain't kneeling before nobody. I ain't apologizing for shit. You don't like it? Get the hell on then. So, see what Drew Brees did. You know what? When I was in the Army, leadership says that make a decision. Make the call. You've been trained. You've been schooled. Make a fucking decision. And stick by your decision. Now, this is under the presumption that you've made careful analysis of the decision, that you've risk assessed and you used a risk assessment model to come to this decision. That don't just make a willy-nilly decision. The assumption is that you've researched, that you've strategized with peers, subordinates, supervisors to come to this decision. What Drew Brees did, he second guessed his decision. He backpedaled. It's kind of like, it's the same analogy of a get out. Like, you with a crew of guys and there's another crew of guys, y'all get into a quarrel, don't run. Yeah, you got your ass whooped, but you didn't run. You wasn't scary. We all done took L's. See, Drew Brees took a major L because he ran. He second thought. He caved. He crumbled. He didn't stand. He didn't stand firm in his position. And that's the hustle we have going on now. I talked about doxing, people telling. And it's funny, these people who talk about snitching, they're promoting snitching. All these fake IG thugs, Black Lives Matter, F the police. We don't, last year they was like, oh, no snitching. But now you're really promoting snitching by telling on people because they don't fucking agree with what you agree with. So, you know, man, people are so damn fake right now, fake outrage, posting this shit, Black Lives Matter, and all these clever ass sayings, well, if this black, you know, this white dude did the same crime as this black dude, but the white dude only got 2 years, the black dude got 26 years, all these little stupid comparisons of shit. Never considering maybe the black dude had 7 priors and the white dude, this is his first offense. No, we're not even talking about that. We just gonna put this out there. This is that shit, man. Don't be fooled, folks. Don't be fooled. Painless out.